What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a rainy day in the autumn season of Forza Horizon 4. Today we're going to be jumping in to the next seasonal championship and our last seasonal championship for the autumn season that we have. And we'll be doing the Retro Rally Rumble. So let's go ahead. I guess we're driving right at it, actually. I didn't even think about that. So the Retro Rally Rumble, the car restrictions for this are B700, and it has to be a Retro Rally car. So I've got 3 cars set up already. We're gonna go ahead and jump over here, start up the event, see what races we have, and we'll jump into that first race. Let's go ahead and join this and see what kind of races we have. Looks like a sprint race there, sprint race, sprint race. Nice. Got 3 sprint races. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into our first car. All right, here we go. So Holyrood Park Trail. We're using the 1999 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 6 GSR. Before we start up the race, anytime you're doing any of these seasonal championships, you want to make sure you're going in here and racing against at least highly skilled drivatars. You can race against expert, pro, or unbeatable, but you have to be racing against at least highly skilled in order to get the car as the reward at the end. So we'll go ahead and jump into it. So each of the cars that I use today will have a tune on them, and I will throw the share code for the tunes up on the screen at the beginning of the races. So let's see what our Lancer can do. If you've been around the channel at all, you know this is probably one of my favorite rally cars. I use this car a lot for a few reasons. One of them is I just really like the Lancer. Between this and the I think it's the 8 are my favorite Lancer body styles. I don't really like the newest one, the 10. I just think it's too bulky looking. Okay, I gotta turn that way, bud. But I really like this Lancer. Another reason I use it a lot is because it's available, or easily available, openly available to people in the game. So if you didn't know, there is a Mitsubishi DLC that you can download for Forza Horizon 4. It is free. It's a free DLC, but you have to go get it from either the Xbox store or the Steam store. And it's again, free DLC. When you download it, it'll put some Mitsubishi cars in the auto show. And from the auto show, the cars are actually free as well the first time that you get them. So you could essentially get this and only have to pay for the tune that goes on it. And you could use this in a lot of different seasonal championships. I use it a lot on the channel for these seasonal championships. It's a very good option. And the fact that the car itself is free is always a great, great little detail. So if you don't have the Mitsubishi DLC, or if you're not sure if you've got it, definitely go check it out. All you have to do is, I think you can even get to it from, the start menu. There's like a DLC section as well. So if you click on that, it should take you to the store for your platform, and you can check and see if you've got it. And then again, they don't go directly into your garage. You have to go into the auto show and get them from there. So definitely worth checking that out. This tune is just awesome. This is my favorite car as far as these little old retro rally cars. I use it a lot, like I said, so this would be my suggestion so far. We do have 2 other cars that we're going to use. Oh man, what a drift. We have 2 other cars that we're going to use, but please note that you do not have to use 3 vehicles in these events. I use 3 vehicles in each of the races, for each of the races, just so that you can see what other options are out there. You only have to use 1 vehicle if you want to. So there we go. 20 points there. That's another important thing to note about these seasonal championships. It's not just one race. So you can see on the far right there, we have 20 points in our bank currently. and we will hit next. This is the leaderboard that you need to be on the top of after the end of the 3 races. So I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to show you the map and show you what those races look like so you can differentiate those from normal races in case you're having issues there. All right, so we're in the map. So this is the race that we just did. You can't really tell just because we've already done it. But if you hit your filter button, so on Xbox it's the right bumper, you can click on all and then you can go to seasonal events, and that'll filter out everything to where it's only exclusive to the seasonal events. You can see that there are some events that are red like this, and that means that that's not the current championship that you're doing. So the ones that are white are the ones that you need to do for that championship. They'll also say, you can see it says seasonal championship, retro rally rumble. If you don't have that filtered, it's going to be kind of blended in with other races. So like that might be hard to pick out. The one over here might be hard to pick out. So it's just easiest to sort it by seasonal events, and then you can find those pretty easily. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in to the Moorhead Rally Trail and into our next car. All right, here we go into the Moorhead Trail, or Moorhead Rally Trail. I don't remember what this race was called. We're in the Lancia 037 or 037 Stradale. We'll see what this car can do. It's already got some understeer. The share code for the tune will be up on the screen. The share codes will also be down in the description below, in case you miss them on the actual video. In the description below, there's also a link to the channel's Discord server, if you want to go check that out. All of the share codes for the tunes and cars that we use in the seasonal championships and seasonal events will be in the Discord server as well. There's a channel dedicated to that. There's also a channel dedicated to helping people find others to play with, whether that be for the seasonal trial event, the seasonal playground games, or if you're just looking for somebody to, you know, just play the game with and, you know, have some fun. Definitely go check out that Discord server because there's a channel just for that. But let's see. We're currently in second place behind the Mitsubishi Lancer. We're going to take him up on the inside just because we're a little faster of a driver than the Drivatar is. This thing's not handling bad. So one thing that I should like make sure you guys are aware of, like, most of the tunes that I use are from level 20 tuners, so they shouldn't be bad tunes. Occasionally the car itself is not ideal, and you know, a tune can only do so much for that. But anytime I say, you know, you should use this car over that car, like really it comes with like a grain of salt, because I'm not really having too much time to get used to the cars that I'm using since I'm only using one a race. If you're using one single car for all 3 of the races, you know, you can get used to the car a little bit better, and you know, just be more familiar with it. So definitely, you know, take that with a grain of salt. I will give recommendations on, you know, cars that you shouldn't use or tunes that you just absolutely shouldn't use. But for the most part, it's more of along the lines of, you know, if you've got one of these 3 cars, they should work fine. For the, like, a lot of the times, all 3 of the cars will perform, you know, just as well as they need to. So there's really no sense in buying a car, unless it's the Lancer, of course, which you can get for free. But sometimes there's no sense in buying a car if you've already got one of the other 3 options, and it performs just as well. So, but we're about done with this race. Lancia, you know, it held up really well. We're well ahead of the Drivatars. You know, pretty, you know, decent car. The only complaints I have about it is just a little bit of understeer, but that's probably a little bit with me and the way that I drive. I'm always, like right there, I should be letting off the gas, and it steers in a little bit better, but I'm always pedal to the metal, so. And there we go. Cross the line with a little bit of style. That's race number 2 in the bag. As you can see, we got 20 more points there. If we skip on to here, that's going to put us at 40 points. as we move into race number 3. All right, here we go into the final race. It's going to be the Derwent Reservoir Trail. We're jumping into another car that everybody can get for free, or should have gotten for free at some point. It's the Subaru 22B STI. The share code that we're using, or the share code for the tune we're using, will be up on the screen now. This is a barn find car, so at some point everybody should get it for free. But we'll see how it does. It's always a good car. It never really has any issues with any of these rally events that we have to put it through, so I'm not looking, I'm not thinking it's going to disappoint us at all. We got 2 of the Lancia Evos in front of us. We're going to take them just because we're going to be a little bit faster. He's going to come down on us and bump us. That's a cool wrap. I like that. We're up in the front now. Something I should also tell you all, you do not have to finish first in all 3 of these races. As you saw at the end of that final, or that second race, we have 20 points because we came in first on both races. So we have a total of 40 points on the championship standings. And so you just have to be first in the championship standings at the end of the 3 races. You don't necessarily have to come in first in all 3 of the races. Obviously, you can't like completely, fall back and finish last, unless the drivatars just have a really unfortunate situation as well. But just again, you don't have to finish first in the 3 races. You just have to be first in the point standings at the end of the 3 races. I hope that makes sense. I'll kind of go over that a little bit more at the end of this race. It looks like we're about 65% through the race at this point. This car is handling like a dream. Like I said, expected from this car. It's, always been there when we needed it to. It's always a good option for these events that require, a rally car, a retro rally car. It's good in B class, it's good in A class, as well as that Lancer that we used as our first car. So, as far as recommendations for this championship is, amongst the 3 cars that I've used, I would say use the Subaru or the Lancer over the Lancia. But if you only have the Lancia, it's not a bad car. That's more of just my personal preference. So, do with that what you will. But, you can get the Subaru for free you should have gotten the Subaru for free if you're far enough into the game, I guess. If you're not, I would go check out the Mitsubishi. Again, you have to go download that DLC, and then you can go get it from the auto show for free. So there we go. Across the line for our final race. We have 20 points there, and so this is what I'm talking about. So if we would have came in second, we would have gotten 16 points. We still would have been in first in the standings, but if I hit next, this is where you need to come in first. So we have 60 points in total because we came first in all 3 of the races. So you just have to be first there. You don't have to necessarily win. I mean, we have a 14 point, cushion there. So you don't have to come in first every single race. But that gets the Retro Rally Rumble completed. And that'll get us the 3 stars for the event because we did race against highly skilled drivatars. And that'll unlock that 1979 Chevy Camaro Z28. And there we go. So that's how you get this car, being the 79 Chevy Camaro Z28. It comes stock in this very off yellow looking color. Not my favorite, but to each their own. I'm not going to judge it. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the video or found it helpful. If you did, definitely leave a like on the video. Definitely get subscribed for future Forza Horizon 4 content. Every Thursday, I do go through the weekly festival playlist and make videos just like this on each of the championships and events. So if you want to stay tuned for that, definitely get subscribed. I hope you guys do have a great rest of your day, and we will see you in the next video.